Hello folks, it's 100 degrees out here and I'm going to visit my garden. Yes, it's a hot one today. Try and stay out of the sun as much as possible. But I'm looking for a cat right now. It's a feral cat. Her name is Brownie and she was trapped and she was spayed. And they cut the tip of her ear off so people could identify her. But I'm not seeing her anywhere. But I do see some ripe tomatoes. Quite a few. And I wanted to come out and see if the plants are wilting right now. And there are quite a few tomatoes to pick, and I have my bean plants are here, and over here is my Swiss chard, and my zinnias. The peppers are doing well. Now I see Brownie. Hi Brownie. How are you doing? How you doing, Brownie? You doing okay? Alright, I'll leave you alone. But the leaves, they look a little wilted. So kind of soft and droopy. But I have some peppers that need to be picked. Over here is a real good example. This one's going red. So that's definitely one I need to pick. I'll pick them later. It cools off some. And over here are some more peppers that are going on the red side. And here's a little baby green beans coming on. But they're still flowering, as you can see. They're still flowering. But I don't see any wilted tomatoes yet. I'm looking. This is interesting here because these are beets that I planted in July. They're about a month old, I'd say, and they're growing. You know, I didn't think they'd be amount to anything being planted in July, but they have. They're doing good. And over here's my hummingbird feeder. I have a little bitty baby hummingbird that comes around that likes to feed here. And over here I can see that I need some more bird seed. I need to put some more bird seed in there. So that's something I'll do. Now this tomato plant, it looks a little bit on the wilty side. Kind of crispy here, but can you imagine this? These are total volunteer tomato plants. I didn't put any seeds in the ground. I guess the birds planted them, but they're actually blooming and they have little tomatoes on them. Little bitty tomatoes. I don't know if they're cherry tomato plants or what kind of tomato plants. But they're doing really good, as a matter of fact. Maybe better than the ones in the pot. And if you take a look over here, lots of tomatoes. I think I'm going to have to harvest some of these tomatoes today. But we're going to be on our way to Walmart. I want to pick up some fertilizer for my garden. And I'll show you what that fertilizer looks like. It's what I use on my garden. Look how ripe these tomatoes are. Great, big, beautiful, red cherry tomatoes. Just pick them and pop them in your mouth. Yep. But anyhow, let me show you the fertilizer I'm using, because it seems to work better than anything that I've used previously. Okay. It's called Expert Gardener Tomato and Vegetable Garden Plant Food. And it says here 12, 10, 5. Works real good. I like it. Does a good job on my container garden. Now over here is Malabar. I guess it's a tropical plant. It supposedly can take full sun, but we're experimenting with it. And this one's kind of growing in partial shade. It's getting ready to vine and move up this window guard here, where you can see that the morning glory vines, the leaves are starting to wilt in the sunshine. Now these that are in the shade are not wilting, but these exposed to the sun are wilting. And you can see how they're kind of bunched up atop underneath the patio cover. There's not much going on at the bottom, but there is a Malabar here. Now let's see how my squash is doing. Yeah. Well, here's my squash. You know, I've been watching it for several days, and I don't think it's going to get much bigger, probably because it's too hot. And we've already harvested from this plant, but I see a flower there. It's a flower. And the black-eyed Susans are doing well. And let's take a look down here. Oh, look what I see. I see some yellow squash, crookneck coming on. And it looks like 2 of them, maybe 3. That'd be great, huh? But I'm not seeing any zucchini right now, unless there's one hiding under here. Well, there's a flower down here I can see, and it's got a squash on it, so maybe, who knows? I've been fighting with the squash bugs lately. Now I have this squash propped up on a log, and that's to keep it off the grass, because I had to trim the grass around the pots. This plant looks like it's doing well. I didn't expect them to have squash this late in the season. Well, look at these tomatoes. Lots and lots of tomatoes. They're great in salads and good, and I like them in beef stew, beef soup, I guess, with carrots and potatoes. And the oleanders, even this late in the summer, they're still blooming. The white and the red. I don't see any squash on this plant. I've been fighting with the squash bugs, and I've been winning because I'm using liquid detergent dishwashing soap with water, and he gets rid of them real quick. This is the plant that was hit the hardest by the squash bugs, and see, it's pretty decimated, but I see some new leaves coming out, so maybe it's still got some life left in it. And here's my green beans. Look at the new leaves coming out. I wonder if there's any beans in there. Well, look, there's some. Yeah, I'm going to have to come out here when the sun starts to set and pick some green beans along with the tomatoes, because they're still producing. As a matter of fact, all my plants are producing pretty good. Now let me see how close Brownie will let me get, if Brownie is still over here. Hi, Brownie. I think you're pretty. I sure do. You're a pretty little kitty. Yes, you are. You're a pretty one. Now, I don't want to make you get up and run away, so I'm going to stay about 4 feet away from you, okay? Now, you have a good day, all right? And don't forget about supper time. It comes in around 5:30 or 6, okay? We both love you. Yeah, so you take care of yourself. Okay, Brownie. He's a nice feral cat. I don't want to stress her out because she's been through so much. She's been trapped and spayed, and had a piece of her ear cut off, and you know, the poor cat, it needs a break. So we're feeding her soft food, and she can come over here in the shade and look at the flowers and watch the butterflies. We just want her to take it easy and recover, because she's been traumatized, and she just has to kind of get back used to things. And her mama left. We called her Millie, but she hasn't been back for a while. You know, this shade screen's come in real handy. It's not too hot under the shade screen. And look at Look at the big puffy clouds. Oh, they don't look like they hold much rain though. But there's some over there. That just might over there and there. Kind of up against the mountains. Rain would be great.